You've been doing everything right, saving, investing, building, and yet somehow every April feels like a surprise punch to the gut. What if the real problem isn't how much you make, but times when, times and times how times it shows up on paper? We're talking about a tax strategy battle that quietly costs or saves everyday people tens of thousands of dollars a year. And most folks don't even know the fight is happening. The IRS collected nearly $5 trillion in fiscal 2023. And a huge chunk of that came from people who simply didn't plan, not people who cheated, just people who didn't know the rules of the game. So let's break down the two main weapons in your legal tax reduction arsenal: income shifting and income timing. Because choosing the wrong one for your situation is like bringing a spatula to a sword fight. Income shifting is about moving money legally to a different person, entity, or bucket that gets taxed at a lower rate. While income timing is about controlling times when that income lands so it hits in a more favorable tax year. Think of income shifting like redirecting a river. Instead of all that water crashing into your high rate reservoir, you build a channel that flows into a smaller, lower tax lake first. A classic example is a business owner who pays their college-age child a legitimate wage for real work in the business, dropping that income from a 37% bracket into a 10 or 12% one. Income timing, on the other hand, is more like deciding which year to cash your chips. Do you take the gain now, or do you wait until next year when circumstances might be more favorable? If you're expecting a big raise, a business sale, or a bonus in January, sometimes the smartest move is to accelerate deductions times this times year and defer income into the next. Here's where it gets psychologically tricky. Though most people make tax decisions based on how they feel times in the moment rather than what the numbers actually say. We've seen clients so emotionally attached to taking a Roth conversion right now because it feels proactive, when actually their income is about to drop significantly, and waiting 12 months would have saved them thousands. Historically, the highest earners have always had access to both strategies, and the rest of us are just now catching up thanks to better education and accessible accounting tools. In 1986, the Tax Reform Act flattened brackets dramatically, and suddenly, timing strategies that worked beautifully in prior decades became nearly obsolete overnight, which is a humbling reminder that the tax code is a living, breathing, constantly shifting opponent. One huge misconception is that these strategies are only for the ultra-wealthy or for people with complicated business structures that couldn't be more wrong. Even a W-2 employee can use income timing through deferred compensation plans, strategic Roth conversions, or harvesting capital losses in a brokerage account to offset gains. The community of financial planners, CPAs, and tax strategists largely agrees on one thing: you need to run both strategies in parallel rather than picking just one. As the saying goes in tax planning circles, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And that's determined entirely by structure and timing working together. Here's your practical playbook. Start by projecting your income for the current and following year before December. And if there's a meaningful difference in bracket exposure, that gap is your opportunity. If you're in a higher bracket this year and expect lower income next year, defer income and accelerate deductions now. If it's the reverse, consider pulling income forward and pushing deductions back. For business owners, income shifting through family employment, S-corp distributions, or charitable entities like donor-advised funds can be layered times on top, times of timing strategies for a compounding effect that's perfectly legal and devastatingly effective. The key discipline is treating your tax strategy like an investment strategy, unemotional, systematic, and reviewed at least quarterly rather than scrambled together in March. Position size matters here too, meaning don't go so aggressive on deferral that you create a massive tax bomb in a future year when rates might be higher. Moderation and flexibility are your friends in a world where tax law changes with every election cycle. The philosophical truth underneath all of this is that consistency beats cleverness. The person who runs a disciplined, boring, annual tax planning process will almost always outperform the one swinging for exotic strategies once every few years. And honestly, whatever your tax situation looks like right now, There's something freeing about knowing that, with the right framework, you can face it clearly and confidently rather than dreading that April envelope. Preparation isn't pessimism, it's the most optimistic thing you can do, because it means you believe your future income is worth protecting. Whether you're navigating tax strategy, real estate investing decisions, home improvement projects, or finding the right lender to make your next move, check out our links in the description below. We'd love to help you get started.